So we're back on Every Woman TV. Thank you for being with us. How many of you know what it's like to go into a mall and just love the experience? I mean, isn't that the divine feminine place to be? And when we're there, don't you feel good? I mean, how can you not feel good? You walk into the most beautiful setting, the lights are on, you feel like it's speaking to you, right? Calling you. You see all these beautiful things, the temptation is fabulous, the way it's laid out is fabulous. You can really get lost in there. And even like going into Bayview Village, before you even get in the mall, they have little signs on there. Hello, gorgeous, how are you today? And doesn't it make you feel good? Well, welcome StaceyHe, financial planner to busy career women, who's back for our Women in Finance segment. And Stacey, you know, I'm a shopaholic, a self-admitted one.
Okay, all right.
and I think that I love shopping so much because I do love the experience of going into malls, and used to be also flea markets in the United States.
Right.
And also because, you know, when I was sad as a little girl,
okay, yeah.
my mom would take me shopping
Right.
to fix all my problems, right?
Yes.
And buy something, make yourself feel better. So it's no wonder that, you know, I call myself a shopping-aholic, a shopaholic.
Right. Yeah.
It's like shopping, or the whole experience of shopping is like a drug I can never get enough of.
Right.
And I don't think I'm alone. So let's talk about this. You know, how many trips to the mall on average per month are women making to buy makeup?
Countless. I can't count that number. No,
really? Yeah. Well, it's high now because
yeah.
we're into the next season and they're already
Right,
showing
right.
all the spring clothes.
Yes. Yeah.
And, you know, I think that we're running over there to get the spring clothes. We're running over to get our hair and makeup done, our nails done, and all this, and even having lunch or dinner with the girlfriends afterwards,
Right.
whipping out that Visa, not
Yes.
realizing
Yeah.
just how much we're charging up.
Right.
And so I'm going to ask you, like, do you think that it's all about pampering, or is it somewhat a little bit about addiction?
Yeah, you know what? It is an addiction. It's just like gambling, and it's just as bad, right? And I know women who are watching now, they can definitely raise their hands and say, "Oh yeah, I'm a shopaholic." But I think it's a lot to do with the society that we live in, right? We open up the television, we look at the catalog. It's all these beautiful material things staring at us, right? And like you said, when we're young, our mothers take us to the mall. When we're teenagers, our friends take us to the mall. And we're exposed to that constantly. We're in a consumer-driven society, and so whatever we're exposed to, that's going to have the biggest influence on us, right? We're not going to see, celebrities telling us how to save, how to invest. Saving is not sexy. Shopping is, right? So.
Right, and that actually is a bit of a problem because, like you were just saying, women do look at magazines, but more importantly, I think they look at their social peers.
Absolutely.
And this, I think, starts when they're a teenager,
Yes,
right? Because there's something about having the latest bag
Yes.
or having the latest clothes
Right.
that says I'm accepted.
Right.
So there's a lot of emotion, I think, behind this whole shopaholic thing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think it's a status symbol almost, right? Okay, well, now I have a better bag than you do. Mine is prettier than yours. And it's a way of showing my wealth almost to my peers, right? But real wealth doesn't come from the material things that we own, right? It's the money in the bank account. Do I have more money in the bank account than you do? Do I have more investments than you do? That's where real wealth comes from. But unfortunately, that's not how we think.
Could it also be a self-esteem issue, though? Because, you know, women do want to look beautiful all the time. They do want to, you know, feel good about themselves. And often they don't think they can have that without doing their hair and their makeup and buying pretty clothes, right? Even if they have, like me, no joke, I took pictures this morning.
Yeah.
The closet is packed, right? I'm pulling purses out for this segment and they're literally falling on my head and I'm forgetting, you know what? I bought this. I had to have it. I loved it. It had to be mine. And then it's sitting in the closet and I forgot that I had it.
Yes.
You know, so do you think it's a bit of a self-esteem thing too?
It is a bit of that too. And it's, you know, if we are stressed, let's say we're stressed at work. We go to the mall to relieve that.
Yes.
We do something good at work. We're going to reward ourselves in the mall. everything is so related to the mall. Every single little feeling that we have, we go compensate for that in the mall. And that's,
well, you know, they
the
say that
reality of it.
shopping lasts longer and has more satisfaction than sex or chocolate and shopping, right?
All right.
So I think that's true that a lot of women are dissatisfied somewhere in their life.
Yes. Yeah.
Or they feel something's missing, and somehow the mall, it's
Becomes
like,
the solution,
you know,
almost. A quick fix. A quick
it's like that song I keep hearing on the radio. Because I'm happy, you know, I'm happy,
right.
or like, you know, downtown or something, like everything's just fabulous at the mall. It's an escape. It's a form of escape.
Exactly. And I know so many women, they go to the mall, they feel fabulous for an hour, then they look at the credit card bill and they shovel it beneath their couch or
Okay,
under the
well,
table.
let's hold that thought for a second, okay? So I want to talk about that because we are talking today about what the trip to the mall is really costing us, okay? So let's just look at a few things that, you know, women do and where it goes, okay? And I brought a few things in. So this is from my own collection, okay? And you know, I'm a self-professed shopaholic. I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. Of course, I also grew up in the retail business with a mother that was a makeup artist. So, you know, clothes is a big part of my life. Okay, so let's start just a few purchases here. Looking at the things that we think we have to have, and then we have like a visa statement and what could be done differently. That's what we want to know, because we don't want this pattern to keep going, right? It's not going to change. I mean, you know, if we're going to take control of our lives, we're going to take control of our lives. If we're not, we're not, right? And it's a vicious circle. So, you know, how do we break it? Okay, so let's look at a few things. Okay, this is Burberry. Okay. Now, I bought this bag, I think maybe, like, it's in perfect condition. I remember I got it at Holt Renfrew. It has to be worth at least $3,500, right? At least, probably more because I had the matching wallet too. And because we have to have that, right? And I hardly wear this. Okay, so let's leave that as one example. Okay, now I'm also a sucker for Louis Vuitton. Okay,
we all are.
Now I have had this Louis Vuitton for a long time. Yes, it's not new, but it is a Louis Vuitton. Okay, and I had this one already in my closet, and I actually had another one before that in a totally different style. But then this style became the one, right? And then I had to get another one because they went into the vermeil look, right? And I wanted that. Yeah, I'll show you this one. This one is not that common. In fact, you can hardly get this one in Canada at all. This was a summer one that came out about 2 seasons ago, okay? And I saw it, and literally this is what happened. Oh my God, look at this. I love it. I have to have it. And I really was like, I have to have it. How much does it cost? I don't care. I have to have it. I have to have it. I have to have it. It's too gorgeous to pass up. I have to have it, right? And that's how it was. Okay. And then I turned my eyes and I saw the matching shoes. And I am like, I have to have those shoes because I can't just have the purse. I have to have the shoes and the. So here's another. I don't know.
This is where the addition comes in, right? It's the must-haves and the. I gotta have this.
And how many times do you think I wore it?
I would like to say at least once, hopefully.
Twice. You know why? Because when I bought it, in my mind, I thought it was going to look stunning with black. It really looks more stunning with gold and brown, right?
You know, I'm looking at this statement right here, and right off the bat, okay, well, it's $1,400 to begin with, right? And so I'm looking at the details. That was a monthly statement, and this is
so
not.
She chalked up $1,400.
Right, and this is in addition to your mortgage payments and your phone bills and all that. Because I'm looking at just personal and household personal expenses, health. Okay, right. So that could be probably beauty products rather than really.
So just roughly, how much money do women tend to spend a month on clothing and hair and makeup and all that?
Yeah, it does vary depending, of course, how much money a person can make. But I've seen anything from $800, $500 to up to thousands of dollars just on making ourselves look good, right?
Right. So, and cosmetic surgery too is a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
They're paying on average $2,000 or $3,000 per procedure, Botox, shots.
Exactly, and I was reading a survey just a couple of days ago, and it said 1 out of 20 people here in Canada are so deep in credit card debt that they are afraid they'll never get out of it. 1 in 20. That's scary. That's scary.
It's very scary.
Right?
So talk to me a little bit about that. This person chalked up $1,400 worth of debt in 1 month on luxury items, eating out,
dining out,
and beauty and health and clothing and shopping and that sort of $1,400.
$1,400 just on that.
Okay,
that's, right.
That's a lot to carry on a credit card.
Yes, exactly, and it builds up, and there's interest occurring on it, 18% of it, right? And I think I think a lot of women, the problem is that, okay, we spend, and you know, credit cards are such easy things. I mean, there's the most brilliant invention. We used to have to be able to enter it and put a password in. Now you just tap it, right? But we forget that, okay, well, this is still our bill, and then we have to pay it off. And a lot of us make the mistake of, you know, I think the government will take care of me. I don't need to save, and that's simply not true, right? When we're older, the government will give us $1,000 a month or something like that, but that's $12,000 a year. That's nothing, right? It's
not enough to afford that lifestyle.
Exactly.
That's barely enough to go
for a pair of shoes. That's nothing, right? So we need to save, right? And a lot of us just don't realize that.
So most people are just not saving. That's the problem?
That's exactly the problem. And they don't, if they are saving, they don't know where they should be saving. What kind of investments are there? There's thousands of investment products out there, and it's very confusing, right? And that's one of the reasons I did start with sort of the Savvy Women group, right? Where women will really get together and we make saving sexy, right? We learn about investing. We're surrounding ourselves with other women who want to become financially free and independent, right? So a lot of it comes from confusion and not working with a professional, just trying to handle it all themselves. And they should seek help, right, for some.
So do you think this is a vicious cycle that can be broken or not? Because once you get into this, right, I mean, most people who have these kind of problems and are racking up $1,400 a month are paying minimum payments.
Yes, right.
So that means, you know, and then they go out and shop again. So it's accumulating and they can never make those payments. What are some of the solutions to that?
Right, absolutely, you can pay it off. There's always, it's never too late, right? But the person has to want to start, right? What I find is a lot of women, so we're all excited, we're pumped up, it's January, we're going to pay off our credit cards. We do it for 2 months, 1/5 of it is paid off. The minute it comes down to that level, we shop again, because we reward ourselves the fact that we did really well for the 2 months. And this is where working with a professional comes into place, right? Having someone guide you through that process, not allowing you to spend frivolously, right? And for example, with one of my clients, I do a cash system where you're not allowed to use your credit cards for a couple of months. Just take out the cash that you need and put a part of that away from savings. And whatever it is that you withdrew, that's how you have to spend, right? So there are always ways to solve the problem, but I think it's recognizing that they do need help and that they do want to work towards it. And,
okay, so taking control.
Taking control, exactly.
And to take control means, first admitting that you have a problem.
Yes, yeah.
2 is learning about alternatives, to come to you, to learn alternatives for investment, for paying off the debt and having maybe a little spending account or whatever and that's it, okay?
Yeah, I think women, the mistake that we make is we think we have to do it all by ourselves. We don't. There are people who can help you. I can help you. There are the Savvy Women. There are other women who are there who can help you. Other women who have done it in the past and they've got out of debt, $80,000 of debt. How do they do it? Surround yourself with women like these, right? And yeah, absolutely, you can get out of it.
Okay, so we have to wrap up, but I will say this. I think there's 2 things here. We also need to look at the alternatives. So instead of going to the mall, you can have your girlfriends over for a lunch or something. Everybody could do a potluck, and instead of shopping at the mall, you could bring all those clothes that you have in your closet that you don't use or don't want and have a swap instead. And so you're still shopping to get new things, but you're not laying out capital. So that's a good idea. And then you go see Stacey. And Stacey, 2 things. You have a giveaway today, which is a complimentary financial review, which I think is very important because it will tell you how to get out of debt. It will give you that spending account that you need to minimize, pay off the debt, clear it off, and have savings for the future. So you have that along with a complimentary gift certificate to Rain Spa. So that's worth $30. So again, if you love pampering yourself, this is a great thing to win because you won't have to outlay the $30 to pamper yourself. It's a gift certificate, and it's available to the first woman who calls me right now at 416-802-0655. Again, 416-802-0655 to claim the financial review to help you get out of debt and save for your future. And we'll spoil you a little bit by sending you, well, Stacey's going to send you to the spa, Rain Spa. So now we also need to know how we can reach you. So what's your website?
Yeah, it's the Savvy Women, and it's at Savvy Women Society.
So that's www.savvywomensociety.com.
Right.
Okay.
And you can find me on LinkedIn and Facebook, and I'm on social media. It's very easy to find me. Just Google my name and I'll be there.
Okay, StaceyHe. That's StaceyHe, he, He, and she is the savvy financial planner for busy career women who get themselves in trouble like this. Okay, thanks for being with us. We're out of time for this segment. Please stay with us. We'll be right back with Lorraine Wegman, who is going to help us solve our communication issues with our partners and our coworkers and be more respected and appreciated.